Good afternoon, Traverse City. Today is October 6, 2022. A beautiful rainy day here in Traverse City. You might be able to hear the rain coming down on the roof here in my favorite room that we've actually turned into a makeshift greenhouse since the weather is getting colder here in Traverse City. Anyways, today I wanted to do a video on our Grand Traverse County Commissioners since I saw the League of Women Voters Forum last night on Zoom with all the candidates, and I wanted to comment on that since I got to see most of the candidates on it. Real quick though, I want to get a plug in for our Constitution celebration this Saturday, October 8th from 3 to 7 p.m. at Pine Hall, 1776 High Lake Road in Traverse City. We're going to be talking about the unconstitutional ballot proposals. Obviously, we're going to be celebrating our constitutional republic and our Constitution, 235 years of our founding document. We're going to have Shane Hernandez, our Lieutenant Governor, come by, so you need to come meet Shane. He's just a great asset to Tudor Dixon's team, and he will be a big help to Tudor. And then we're going to have local candidates come speak. I've heard back from some of our county commissioners that are going to come speak. And it's just going to be a great time, and we'd love to have you. So register on Eventbrite, and you can go to Constitution Celebration 2022 and register. It is free to register, but yes, I'm asking for donations so I can help cover my cost of the venue. Anyway, wanted to get that plug in. And also on this video, if you'll like, share, and subscribe, and share it with your friends, because I'm just going to go over briefly, as brief as I can, the county commission candidates for Grand Traverse County. So again, last night there was a forum put on by League of Women Voters, and excuse me, I've been to several forums, numerous forums with League of Women Voters over numerous years, and there's some very lovely ladies that are a part of their group. They say they're nonpartisan, and they're about educating people, and they brought up our democracy was mentioned, and they brought up go fact check on some of the candidates. Well, democracy is a big red flag. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. League of Women Voters, I beg to differ. They are not nonpartisan. They say that, but you can see by some of the signs they put out, their actions and speaking, that we're a democracy. They're not. They're partisan towards the Democrats, but they don't speak it because of their, their nonprofit status. Anyway, so, and their motto is empowering voters, defending democracy. Again, we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. Get it right. And there is a difference. We have a democratic way of voting. Okay, getting into our county commissioners. And now we have 9 spots since the whole redistricting. They added 2 more to Grand Traverse County because the Democrats would like to take over our county. They've taken over our city, but they'd like to take over the county. That's not going to happen. Anyway, District 1, which I believe is out Interlochen area, Ron Klaus's old area. We have a single gentleman running, and so he is automatically in. He does not have a challenger. So his name is Brian Paul McAllister, and he is a Republican. And I think he's a really good guy. Him and his wife own Faschbaugh out there in Interlochen. So we're honored to have Brian on the team. So we'll go down to District 2. District 2 is like Garfield Township area. I believe some of the city. And you can look these up on the county website to see the exact line for each district. And so District 2, we have Ellen Koenig, who is the Republican, and Lauren Flynn, who is the Democrat. Well, full disclosure, For those of you that don't know, I know Ellen personally. I think she's phenomenal. She will be a great asset to our county commission. She knows her stuff. She has a plethora of experience in her background, including, and you guys can watch this online. You can go back and watch this whole debate or forum. It wasn't really a debate, it was a forum. And Ellen's been in the community for 45 years. She's raised 6 kids. She homeschooled them. This woman has so much energy and gets involved in so many different things. She has a heart for our elderly, for our community, for families. So she's outstanding. You definitely want her. Lauren Flynn, right off the bat, I was not impressed by her at all. She's like, get her plug and go vote blue right away. I believe she's paid by the Democrat Party. And you can see, I haven't looked up her campaign finance because busy doing other things, but it's pretty obvious she has the money behind her. And yeah, she's for big government. So, and we know what big government does. It controls our lives. It's not where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be a government by the people, for the people, of the people, less government. The more government we have, the less rights we have. And especially when people are speaking, we're a democracy. Okay, so District 3, which is in the city, we have Joe Welsh, who's a Republican, and then we have Ashley Walter, who is a Democrat. So Joe is a small business owner downtown. He's got a heart for the community. He's right there in the thick of downtown, and he thinks logically. He knows what business owners need and want in the downtown area. He's all about our beautiful environment and our preserving our natural resources here. And he started his statement out right away with basically saying that he moved to Traverse City because of an unplanned pregnancy, and they were having the baby, which I thought was beautiful. A beautiful plug, a beautiful message for a pro-life. Because of that nasty Prop 3 that they're trying to get the voters to pass and put on our Michigan state constitution, which is, they say, is abortion rights, which is, the fact that there are reproductive rights, but which means abortion rights. And it also is including taking away parental rights and basically it'll be, forcing a separation between children and their parents. If children want to get on hormone therapy or whatever, it's a heinous, heinous proposal. And we'll be discussing that on Saturday at the Constitution celebration. So back to our candidates. So Ashley Walter is currently serving on the city commission. I think our city's done a bang-up job. City commission's done a bang-up job in Traverse City. Joke. So to me, her record on the city commission would speak volumes, and we definitely don't want her on our county commission. Our city taxes have gone up. It's more about big government taking over in our city, increasing taxpayer money. And actually, the more they keep doing, the Agenda 21, and now, and I did a video on Traverse mobility or growth, or the growth plan for Traverse City, and I'm not getting that right because I didn't bring the card in here with me, but it's basically a 2030 plan for our city. So she's a big zero. I'd like to get her off our city commission too, but we need Joe Welsh in there and not a big government hack on our county commission. Okay, moving right along to District 4. We have the incumbent Republican, Brad Jewett. And let me tell you, his last 2 years on the county commission speak volumes for him. He's done an outstanding job for our county commission. We definitely need to keep Brad. Solid conservative, fiscal conservative, about less government, lower taxes, and opening the field for business owners to have more freedom to run their businesses. David Faschbaugh, I hope I pronounced his name correctly, so forgive me if I didn't. He's running as a Democrat. All I got out of him last night was more big government stuff, so we definitely don't want him. And granted, you guys, some of these, there was a lot of information going on, and I was trying to take in as much as I could. So I don't have a whole lot on him, but it doesn't totally matter because we definitely don't want him. We want Brad. Brad's done a bang-up job. And most of the Democrats running today are pretty progressive. And to me, progressive means definitely Marxist, communist today. No bones about it. District 5, moving on to District 5 area, which is Rob Henschel, Republican. He's an incumbent. He's our current Grand Traverse County Commissioner Chair, who's done an outstanding job at upholding our freedoms and upholding the Constitution. When we had these unconstitutional lockdowns, mask mandates, vaccine orders, the push, he held the county at bay, even our health department. Because the health department, we don't elect those officials. And they're a government arm. So he held them at bay, upheld our rights secured by our Constitution. So he's a business owner, and his family's been in this community forever. We definitely want to keep him. Bruce Moore, the Democrat candidate, more big government, more regulation, and they all do it in a guise of affordable housing, childcare. Government should not be involved in those. If anything, we've got government involved in a brownfield development for the developers. So, okay, we're going down to District 6. District 6 is Daryl Nelson, the Republican. He's the incumbent. And then you got Amanda Scott, the Democrat. So Daryl has been a lifelong resident of Traverse City. He's third generation family here in Traverse City, business owner. I know his parents, they're outstanding conservatives, great. So for the most part, Daryl was great in his 2 years, and went along with keeping us open and free, even though I think he kind of questioned the Second Amendment sanctuary city. But, we have the Second Amendment. So that kind of seemed kind of like an oxymoron, but it was a good thing because the left keeps trying to take away our Second Amendment and under the guise of gun safety. And if they really truly understood the Second Amendment, well, they do. That's why they push what they do to get rid of our Second Amendment. So I'm not going to go further on that. Anyway, Amanda Scott, she seems like she's worked for a lot of nonprofits. To me, again, she's all about big government. Although she did make a couple statements last night, and I don't think I wrote them down. But she, the statement she made kind of alluded a little bit like if she weren't brainwashed by being a Democrat, she could be more conservative. But I don't know. Maybe she's just stuck on a popularity thing because everybody thinks it's good and cool to be a Democrat, which it really isn't at all. Hasn't been. And then down to District 7, which is out here on the peninsula, some of the city. We have Wayne Schmidt, who's the Republican, and T.J. Andrews, who's the Democrat. And Wayne is our current state of Michigan senator who's termed out. So he'll be living here full-time in Traverse City and wants to serve on the city commission. I'm going to say I'm not a big fan of Wayne. It's no big surprise. He knows that, so I don't care if he sees it. He's been all about big government. To me, he's more of a Democrat than a Republican. But I'll say this, that T.J. Andrews, I'll be voting Wayne because I definitely don't want her in. She's definitely big government, works for government. It's been an environmental attorney. She worked, she said, as a civilian for JAG. which you think that would make her more conservative, but she's definitely not. So we definitely don't want her. And I saw on her, it was on Facebook or her website or something, she was going after the congressional candidate John Gibbs down in the Grand Rapids area. Well, I know John Gibbs personally. He's phenomenal. He's super intelligent, super conservative, definitely all about the Constitution, a phenomenal human being. And she's going after him, and she lives here in Traverse City. So yeah, definitely not for we the people. Definitely for big government control. She's a big zero. Okay, so District 8, which I believe is out in the Kingsley area, Paradise area. We have Scott Seifert, who's running as a Republican. He's unopposed, so he's in. Thank God. I know Scott. He ran for sheriff a couple years ago. He's a staunch conservative. He's wonderful. It's a blessing to have him on the county commission. And then we go to District 9, Penny Morris, who's the incumbent. She's a Republican. And I believe this is Long Lake area. And she has a challenger, Pamela Harris Kaiser, who's running as a Democrat. So Penny has done a good job in the last couple years. You know, I think she's definitely kind of been pushed in some hard spots for sure. But, you know, that happens when you're an elected official serving as a civil servant. Anyway, she's done a good job. We need her back in. But this Pamela Harris Kaiser, sorry, Pamela keeps on my mind, just her in that video or the Zoom meeting last night. She seems very angry. She's definitely very anti-gun. And she said that her son basically took his own life with a gun. It seemed like a couple years ago, I think. And my heart goes out to her. My prayers, my condolences. I pray I never have to go through that. But it's not any reason to get rid of guns, because guns don't kill people. And it's people that do that. And more regulations aren't going to stop people getting guns or stop people from harming people. It's that person. And so again, I'm really sorry for her loss. Tragic. But it is not any reason to go after our Second Amendment. And then she also brought up something about the Proud Boys. Her stuff was false narrative jargon on the Second Amendment sanctuary meeting that they had on Zoom here. I think it was 2 years ago. And I was on that Zoom meeting, and she said there was brandishing of a weapon, which there wasn't. It was not a brandishing. He just showed his hunting rifle. His hunting dog was right there. It was never pointed at anyone. There was no threat. But the false narratives, again, that the Democrats will jump on to try to get, constantly try to get rid of our Second Amendment, of our gun ownership. They'll start a false narrative campaign, anti-gun campaign. And that's exactly what she's doing. And she was doing it all throughout the forum last night while she was speaking. So maybe borderline crazy. Anyways, these are my opinions. I get to say them. So if you don't like it, you don't have to watch the video, but that's what I get to do because this is mine and I'm giving you my opinion, who I would vote for. Obviously, all Republican. I am not nonpartisan. I get to be very partisan because actually I used to be liberal, and then I did a 180 turnaround when I moved back to Traverse City, and my parents, you know, wouldn't have that, and they jammed Rush Limbaugh in my ears daily, and I had the false narrative, that fat, bigot, racist pig, and he was anything but. Just an amazing, amazing educator out there, and his love for this country was amazing. Miss you terribly, Rush. But anyway, so I can be partisan because this is my thing, and I'm just giving you my opinion, my thoughts on who to vote for, and we need to keep our county. We need to keep our county red, and we need to keep these individuals that have served us, that have done a great job. We need to keep them in. And in those other seats, we need to vote the Republican in. And anyway, and like I said, you can look this up and watch the forum for yourself. I believe you can go to the League of Women Voters website and they will have this up there. And sorry, I'm looking at a few things on here if I wanted to bring up anything. The Traverse Area Media Community, TV channel 189, I believe is where you can probably watch the Zoom forum from last night. Oh, and League of Women Voters, let's put in another point on them. They brought in voting early. And I remember 2 years ago, those signs went up, get the truth about voting early, and it was League of Women Voters. I'm sorry, I am for one-day voting, the election day, like we used to have. We need to bring it back. More early voting, the more cheating we have. And we got to stop this cheating. So, oh, and here's more on Moore, who's running against Rob Henschel. He was not for the gun sanctuary county issues. He's saying that who we want to open up our community doesn't matter. Saying that we who want to open up our community. Oh, he was mocking us when we were, they did the resolution, our county commission did the resolution on not masking and letting us citizens, imagine that, take our own health in our own hands. So he is, by that's a Marxist thing to me, wanting to control people, because we know that was a bunch of baloney, and more truths are coming out on that. Anyway, this is long enough. I thank you for your time. I hope this information will be extremely helpful to you. Again, like, share, subscribe, and have a wonderful day.